Celeb Secrets is hanging out with Baye McPherson today. What's going on? How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Great, great. I know you've been booked and busy here with Heartland, so you need to fill me in on everything that's been going on with the show.
Yeah, so we are currently filming season 19. We have about a month left of filming, and it's going really, really well. It might be one of my favorite seasons for my character, Katie. It's been so much fun to film, and I can't wait to see when it comes out and what everyone thinks of it.
Totally. And how do you feel about season 18, being out there for everyone to see and kind of see all the stories unfold?
Yeah, it's really exciting. I mean, having it being released in the US too, it's just, yeah, I don't know, it's really exciting to see people's reactions to it. And yeah, I hope everyone really likes it.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, 19 seasons, that is incredible. Maybe for people that haven't seen the show yet, especially in the US, can you fill us in on what we could really expect from the series and even your role as Katie?
Well, I mean, this show it's very much a family show. Like, I think what's so great about it and part of its longevity is that it really is for any and all audiences. Like when I first booked the show, like my brother's hockey coach, my grandparents, and like little girls that I danced with, like it just has such a broad outreach of people who love to watch it. And my character Katie is, I think she adds like a nice youthful energy to the show. And what I really love about her is, and you see in season 18, she kind of struggles with what she wants to do. Like, it's a family on a ranch and it is kind of a horse show. But what I love about Katie is like she doesn't necessarily feed into that. Like she doesn't really know what she wants to do, and everyone else has kind of had their passion and they've followed through with that. But I love that Katie just kind of has that struggle, and I think that's a very real thing for a lot of teenagers, is just that struggle of not knowing what they want to do. And even though their family does one thing, they kind of want to branch out and find their own new thing. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. And I know she came in season 15.
Yes.
So how was that coming into a show that's already been out for 15 seasons? That had to be a little overwhelming.
Oh my gosh, it was very daunting for sure. I remember my first day, I showed up 30 minutes early. I was just so, like, my hands were shaking. I was so nervous. But I mean, everyone is just so, so lovely. Like my first day, I was filming a scene with Michelle and Amber, who played Lou and Amy, and they were just the most welcoming ever. And I just immediately felt a part of the family. Yeah. So I was very lucky. But it was crazy because I remember thinking, like, this show started before I was even born, which is just crazy to think about.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Oh my gosh, that is wild. Who would you say were some of like your mentors that you had? They took you under their wing and showed you all the ropes when you first got to set.
Yeah, I would say Michelle for sure, who the wonderful Michelle Morgan, who plays Lou. She really took me under her wing, and I really appreciate it because we'd have like a dinner scene, and she'd tell me about continuity of like, if you take a sip of water at this time, you have to take it in all like a sip of water in all the other takes. And so just things like that I hadn't even thought about, and they don't really cover in acting class. And like, she, on my first day filming at the studio where the house is, she took me to my bedroom and was like, this is where you've grown up, and so just like become familiar with it, and took me on a tour. So she definitely took me under her wing, and I so appreciate it because there were so many things that I just had never even thought about. And she was like, hey, here's some helpful tips for you. And I was like, thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, that is so sweet. And I feel like that's going to be something you'll never forget. Even, when you finish with Heartland, you're never going to forget your early memories on the show.
Never. Yeah.
Right. And I know it films in Calgary, and you were born in Calgary.
Yeah.
So what's that like, filming in your home province? You don't really have to go anywhere. That's going to be great.
Yeah. I mean, the studio is like a 15-minute drive from where I live, so it's like the other, the Heartland Ranch is a little bit farther, but it's quite nice. I mean, I love coming home for the summer. I spend a lot of time in the off season in LA, and so getting to come home for the summer and be with the show, it just feels like reuniting with family a little bit. And it's so it's really fun to get to film in my hometown. It's fun too when new people come in and I get to show them around and be like, hey, this is this and this is this. So
yeah. Oh my gosh, but you're spoiled. 15 minutes from the studio. Wow, no LA traffic, no nothing.
Oh my gosh, it's so nice. Yeah.
I can imagine. And I know, this season 18, it really brings some drama with a drought and ranch rivalry. How was it filming these high stake moments? Were there any like scenes that you were nervous or excited about?
Yeah, I was really excited about, I think it was in episode 3 where we find water, and I was like, it's a super fun scene. I love when the whole family is together because it doesn't happen that often, so it's really fun to have a scene where you're, you know, filming with everyone. But we found out on the day that we were gonna get drenched, like they were gonna have water pour on us.
Oh my gosh.
And so that was a lot of fun to film, and it was thankfully a really nice day. But yeah, shooting the drought was also really funny because we filmed that in May into June, and here it's like super rainy in May. Not Vancouver rainy, but pretty rainy. And so we would be like, it was pouring rain, and we were like, we'd be in a scene, we're like, we need rain, like it's so dry. And we were like, well, shoot, we're gonna need to figure this out. So it was quite funny filming, you know, the drought, all of the drought scenes, and meanwhile it's pouring rain outside. But
you know, being that it is a family show, you have actors of all ages really on set, but I want to know more about the younger girls, with Ruby and Emanuela. So what's it kind of like working with them on set?
yeah, it's so much fun. We have a lot of fun. I remember my first season, especially, we would just like play around all day, you know, like we were working, but it didn't often feel like that because, you know, they'd have scooters and we'd do races, or our script supervisor Wayne, he loves doing pranks and clothespinning people, and so we had like we'd come up with elaborate schemes to like prank them, and we've had a lot of fun, the 3 of us on set, playing hide and seek and things. So anytime we have like a little break, we're always just kind of playing together, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. They kind of feel like my own little cousins, little sisters, and because I've spent so much time with them, and I've watched them grow up. Like from my first season to now, I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys, like slow down. But yeah, it's so much fun with the 2 of them. They're so sweet.
That's so awesome. And I feel like all the viewers have been, you've been growing up in front of all the viewers' eyes as Baye and as Katie. How would you describe this journey for season 18 that's out right now?
Ooh, how would I describe this journey? That's a good question. I don't know. I feel like this is kind of a season where Katie finds herself a little bit. Like she's, you know, because she goes to the wine bar, and, you know, she finds this like group of people that finally she can connect with in a way that she hasn't really found before. But that is kind of at the cost of living her own childhood. Like she kind of grows up a little too fast. And so I think what I love about this season is she, like, you know, tries to be older and tries to fit in and just tries so hard, but then she realizes that, like, while doing that, she's losing pieces of herself that she's not ready to lose yet. And so that's what I really love about Katie's journey is, you know, she's just trying to grow up too fast, but then she realizes, like, hey, pump the brakes, you know, like I can be a kid still, and I should be a kid and allowed to like play and have fun and, you know, just experience things that I wouldn't otherwise get to experience. So
yeah. And, you know, Katie is a part of this amazing multi-generational family on the show. What have you learned, either as Baye or even through Katie, about like family and strength? Is there any like special lessons that you learned while being on the show?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, through me being on the show, I've just kind of learned a lot about family in general, and just kind of, you know, playing Katie and like figuring out these relationships with Lou, and, you know, having these wonderful talks with Grandpa Jack. Like I just think that in doing these scenes, I've learned a lot about myself, because Katie and I we're very similar, and so I think it's kind of been fun for her to experience things, and then I'll experience them a couple months later off shooting or something. So yeah, I don't know, I think I've learned a lot about those kind of family bonds and just how important they are. And through Katie having all of these wonderful relationships, I've kind of learned how to cherish my own and really just be grateful for all the time that I get to spend with my own family. So
oh, that's so sweet. That's sweet. And, you know, we are Celeb Secrets, so we always ask for a little behind the scenes tea. I have a few kind of like rapid fire questions for you that you could answer. We want to know everything. So the first one, who's your dream Heartland guest star?
Oh my gosh, dream Heartland guest star? Oh, that's such a good question. You know what? Dream? You know what? Okay. Meryl Streep.
Okay.
Far-reaching for sure, but I absolutely love her, and it's like a dream to get to work with her, and I think it would be so much fun if she came on.
We're gonna put it in the universe.
Yeah.
What's like
manifest it?
Right. What is your go-to snack on set?
Ooh, okay. The grapes on set are so good. They're like, I don't even know how to describe it. I'm not usually like very much of a grape person, but on set, they're like, on a hot day, they're like crispy and cold, and they're actually perfect. Like I have about 5 grape bags a day.
Oh, that's amazing. Do you have like a favorite Katie quote or moment that you've had since you played her?
Okay, there was one moment in season 17 where she goes to this dance, and she's kind of she kind of is struggling with friends at the moment. She's kind of alone, and then she starts dancing, and this guy Brandon, who she met dirt biking before, comes up to her and asks her to dance, and she goes, "No, you can dance beside me though," and that is probably one of my favorite moments. It was just so funny, and to this day, my sister will ask her like a question of like, "Oh, can you give me a glass of water?" and she'll go, "No, you can dance beside me though." So it's just kind of been, yeah, it's one of my favorites for sure.
I love that. Now, if you weren't acting, what would your dream job be?
Ooh, I don't know, because my dream job is acting. So I don't know. I would love to write and direct, and I think that's something I'll pursue in the future as well as acting. But yeah, write and direct for sure.
Okay. And is there maybe any like behind the scenes secrets from set? What wouldn't we know just by watching the show?
Ooh, okay, what wouldn't you know? Oh, okay, so I mentioned earlier our script supervisor, Wayne. He's like one of the biggest pranksters. And so in our rap reel, there's always, like someone will be sitting on a whoopee cushion during a take, and just like silly things like that. Or like he has these smiley face stickers, and he'll always like put them on like the bottom of seats so people will like sit on the sticky side of a smiley face sticker. So things like that, which make it into the rap reel but don't make it into the show, is that we all kind of have a lot of fun on set pranking each other.
Oh my God, that is so funny. And if you could kind of describe this next season in a few words, because I know you're currently filming it, what would those words be?
Okay, in a few words. Ooh. Okay. Exciting. Challenging and hopeful. I'm gonna go with that.